Yeah.
Have you been looking for a way to live a more healthier lifestyle? Well, today on Living Food by Kiki, our health and wellness coach Kiki Otero is going to lead you on the road to a healthier life. And now, here's Kiki.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
Hello, everybody. This is Kiki from Living Food. Thank you so much again for joining this broadcast. I always say, if you're on this broadcast, we are blessed with another day, and God is not finished with us yet. So I'm excited today. I have two special guests with me today, Tiffany Wang and DJ Washington. And Tiffany is in holistic nutrition and also a loan officer. So she's got the best of both worlds. And then we have DJ, and I see a big cup right there, which doesn't matter. And he is into pharmacy technician as well. So hello.
Hi.
Hi, how's everybody doing today?
Great. Awesome.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for having us here.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really excited about this broadcast. As you know, we're really excited about Living Food. And I know that it's brought me back to life. And my heart is to share with the world. And I've been given this awesome opportunity. And I know that you both have your own encounters and the knowledge even before you started the Living Food. So thank you both for coming on. You're both awesome. And I'm excited to see what we're going to be able to share, you know, with others. So, so Tiffany, I met you through Aunt Linda. Is that what you call her?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Linda is also on Living Food. And I met Linda through Tanya, and Living Food is through testimony. It's not something you could buy at Walgreens or buy at Costco. It is word of mouth, and that's how I connected with Tiffany. So Tiffany, if you could please share, what was the process of that Linda sharing it with you? And did you believe right away, or did it take a while? Because you were already into nutrition.
Yes, I've always been a big learner of nutrition. I studied health sciences. I minored it in college. And then my mom always taught me about nutrition. And it wasn't until the end of my 16-year-long engagement in the past with my ex-fiance, he developed an autoimmune disease. And I felt like I wanted to learn more about health, particularly heal him and heal others. And then it was that specific point in time of my life where my Aunt Linda came to the rescue and introduced me Living Food. And at that time, that's when I got into holistic nutrition and learned everything about it. So having to take it and also learn about it, it kind of just reinforces why I'm taking this, because health is just so much more than just eating right and sleeping well. There's so many different pillars.
Yes, I love that. And in what you're saying, a lot of times it takes a dramatic situation in life to start to learn about health. Mm-hmm. Was that your encounter as far as wanting to learn to help him as well and others?
Yes. You know, mind and body, it's all the same. If you're eating right, you will feel right, both mentally, physically, everything.
Yes. And I was just sharing with DJ, because I think you heard a little bit of my story before, that I struggled for 20 years after a divorce. And even as a woman of faith, there was something lacking, but I didn't know it was nutrition. And I think that people need to know that we are what we eat, you know, and we don't have to remain sad. I'm not saying that life doesn't happen, but personally, on the third day, I felt like I did not go through what I went through, like something shifted. Nothing changed, but something shifted up here. And I'm like, why am I happy today? I haven't woke up happy like this for many, many years. And that's the power, you know, of Living Food. So what we eat is going to display our health, or at least play a role. I mean, we're not going to live forever on Living Food, but I do think we may live to like 120 versus whatever the age is today, right? Because our grandparents used to live a lot longer, right? Because the soil wasn't as depleted. Am I right? So we may have 120th birthday party. So I'll make sure that you get invited.
No, for sure. That's definitely the case. Yeah.
Being 120 and healthy and mobile at that point is also the goal.
That's the goal.
Only attainable through living foods.
Exercise.
I love that. It's not the quantity, but the quality of life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you can have wealth, but how are you going to spend it if you don't have your health?
Yes. Health is wealth. And I think we've heard that for many years, but now, oh my gosh, I get so many things now. You know, things are barely starting to click. I'm a late learner, but hey, I'm gonna go out, you know, smiling. I'm gonna enjoy my second half of my year. Actually, a lot more healthier and a lot more positive than my former years. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
How quick of a turnaround.
Yeah.
Just proper nutrition, eating, and giving your body what it needs to do for you. I mean, you're obviously a testament to that, to the point where now you have this amazing show that you get to broadcast this information to people, which is, I find, sorely lacking in our society. We have a very one-dimensional, one-track approach, which obviously modern medicine has made grand technological improvements and benefited the mass of humanity. For sure, it has its place, but it's only one domain. And like you said, it's mind, body, and spirit. And in terms of really the body and the spirit, I think maybe that's where it's kind of lacking, and where nutrition and just getting in tune with what's natural, those are the other components a lot of people don't focus on. So good on you for bringing that information to your listeners.
Yes. And I don't think that most people don't know how. You know, because I'm noticing, okay, since I've been doing this, I don't know everything, but I know what this product is doing. You know, I may not be able to answer, but you know what? I'm not the scientist. I'm just telling you my testimony. And I've learned, if you look at the scientific study, I mean, this is over 55 supplements in one drink. I'm not sure if you know this, but it's like over hundreds of superfoods and antioxidants at the cellular level. And I don't think people even know that our body's made of trillions of cells. So how are they going to put that two and two together? So now I say, Lord, people don't understand my excitement. How do I break it down for someone that doesn't understand? And so it's very simple. I just say, you know, our body's made of trillions of cells, and whatever they have in their hand, maybe it's a Starbucks, maybe it's a taco or a burrito. And then I'll share the scientific study. So here's living food. Look at all the nutrition that goes right to your cells, like instantly, that 8 out of 10 feel the difference in 20 minutes versus what are you eating? Do you know what's in it? Research what's in it. This is why you don't feel as amazing than when you drink living food. As a matter of fact, you may want to take a nap.
Oh, exactly. I mean, whoever eats like a nice, let's say, meal of vegetables, some nice grains, a small portion of meat, whoever eats that and says, oh, I feel terrible.
Never.
Versus eating a big, juicy, like, you know, fast food hamburger, you're almost always catatonic afterwards. You feel regret.
But we still did it. But we still did.
Yeah. Because like when you're eating healthy foods come with nutrition, micro and macronutrients, which are all the things that the body needs to not only be optimal or just survive, but thrive. And if you're eating like fast food all the time, you're not even giving the body it needs to survive. You're slowly killing yourself, developing diseases and chronic illnesses. It's a slow kind of compounded, disease in the making.
Wow. Well, sister, you got the knowledge of breaking it down, and I have the knowledge of saying, let's go back to we are what we eat. And this is what I say. Are you feeding your illness or are you feeding your wellness? What are we doing to contribute to our own health? We're depending on other things and other people to fix it, but yet we're doing the opposite. And I even say this, we go to church and we're asking, can you pray for my healing? Where are we going to eat after church as a group?
Oh, God.
And I was guilty of that. But I do think that it needs to be brought up. People need to open up their eyes because we are feeding that illness. And if we just prayed for it, Well, we're doing the opposite of what we prayed for. And the beauty of it, guys, is this. I truly believe without living food, I would not be where I'm at today. Because if I didn't know about nutrition then, who was going to teach it to me now? Unless I did it on my own, which is possible. But, you know, I am eating healthier and I am doing more plant-based and I'm learning as I go. But there's no way that I could get all that nutrition that's in living food and any of my cooking, even if I'm spending on organic food. So it's a win-win. Start my day. And by the way, my recipe is living water, which is the word of God for my spirit man, and living food for my body. That's the recipe. I don't know if you know this about me, but that's the recipe that I'm trying to get out there, or just simply call it hope and health. What a way to start the day. It's a choice. And I say, I read my Bible every day. I grab my scripture, my promise, my nugget, and then I drink my drink. I've done two things very powerful that I have control of. Everything else, I don't have control of. Man, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, you know, but at least I did what I have in my power. And this drink is less than $2.50 a drink. Like, why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, me too. Like, come on, everybody, we can have a better quality of life here. But again, I think it's lack of knowledge. I think it's being skeptical. You know,
not only that, it's also a bad habit to break. It's habit. Because again, like for me and a lot of other influencers who change their life 360 because of what? Something happened, tragic in their life. Whether they got sick, they got in a car accident, whatever. But something bad had to happen in order for a person to change. In a society like we're living in today, you have to burn to learn. So you got to just like kind of instill in that. Do you want to be there when you could prevent all of that? And if you are still continuing your actions and behavior, then we know where your priorities lie and don't lie. You don't value health enough.
Isn't that the truth? Well, I've learned the hard way. I'm stubborn.
I know, me too.
Don't do this and don't do that. Oh, many personal decisions in my life. I'm like, you know what, whatever. This is my life. Don't tell me. Well, let me tell you, I paid consequences for a lot of the things and decisions that I made. But you know what? God is good. I'm stronger in that area. I'm able to mentor in those areas. And just like what you said, Tiffany, I say you had to go through it to get to it. Right?
And that may just be part of the process. Everyone has their own way of coming to learn about things. I mean, I think if you referencing scripture, you know the story of Job. I mean, think about everything, the trials Job was put through. I mean, he basically could have gave up on life at any one point of those junctures, but continued through and persevered. And I think it's about having that belief and that mindset of that, you know, there is a better alternative out there and striving towards it. Anybody can get to this point.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad that you brought that up. I think my gift now, I do Hope and Health Wellness Fellowships. I have women's group. And if you're going to come near me, you're going to get a sample. That's for sure. You know, that's just a given, because I don't know how I can change their life. But when they come hopeless, they're going through it, whether it's a divorce, whether it's just hurt, children, relationships, parents, there's all kinds of hurts. I mean, it's endless, but there's always hope. And what I found with living food, that even when things come in my life today, I don't feel like drowning anymore. It's like that mountain that I used to face every day became a hill. And now I'm looking at that mountain. Does that make sense? Mentally.
Of course, yeah. Your perceptions change.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's funny you say that any people that you introduce yourself to or you want to hang around with or in your circle of influence, you present them living food because you kind of want them to be on the same health level as you, you know, to be open-minded, I guess, try new things, right? This worked for me. I'm hoping it'll work for you too. So that's exactly what I did when I first met him on Valentine's Day. I gave him a Valentine's gift full of,
I was just going to bring that up, Tiffany.
Yeah. Nice segue. So
good.
yeah, so DJ, please tell us about your experience of thinking that I was trying to sell you,
Yeah.
but really I was just in it for your health.
Yeah.
So no, I was just comparing a Zeal to something like Nutra. Is it called Nutralife, I believe? And there's like Amway. There's all sorts of like multi-level marketing companies who are riding on the coattails of someone who is aware of nutrition, but not necessarily providing them the true nutritional benefits such as Zeal. I mean, as far as like all the individual components that you mentioned, Kiki, it's got everything in there, and it's everything of quality too, and that matters. So yeah, being introduced to something like that, I guess from her, I thought I was being sold, basically snake oil, right?
I get that all the time. Yeah.
Right. And it's a hard barrier to break because, I mean, think about all the commercials we're exposed to, the next pill to take, the next best thing, the quick, easy fix. It's hard to trust. But when you have someone like yourself or Tiffany who are genuinely knowledgeable about it and really could go either way. If you take it, great. If you don't, best wishes to you. Here's still the information, I think you get a sense of like this product and the people behind this product really having genuine intentions.
Wow. Well, they used to have a video and it talked about like, how did this happen? And it was just like, we want an all-in-one solution. But honestly, I really thought this would cost way more money because we're worth it. When people tell me, with all due respect, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But the ones that tell me that so far, they'll have like a $7 cup of coffee in their hand and they're telling me I can't afford it. But, so I'll ask them like, with all due respect, how much is that coffee or how much is that chile relleno burrito? And they're like, well, why are you asking me? I said, because this is actually food. Yeah. You didn't have to cook it. The work was done for us. And so maybe, you're not able to compare the two together, but it is whole food nutrition. And if you look on the back of the canister, it says a synergistic blend of whole food nutrition to be an all-in-one solution. So honestly, DJ, I think that's going over people's heads. Our cells require functional cell food to function at a better level every day. And so I think that's the message that I'm trying to get out there is that we do have something very simple. All you do is add water and drink it. Yes, this is real. We have to believe again, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and that's a word too. It's a really powerful word that might be overlooked, but that synergistic effect. I mean, that means individual components of the formulation working together to be greater than the sum total of their individual parts.
Thank you. Okay, I need you to say that again. I need you to break down synergistically for me. I want someone to really get it.
Yeah. Synergy. It's just, it requires, at least two individual components coming together, and the sum total of their two individual parts is greater than it would be individually.
Like you and Tiffany.
Boom. There you go. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Synergy.
Yes.
Exactly.
There you go.
Complements each other.
Yes.
Completes each other.
Complementary.
Yeah. If you won't get the other without the other one, it's like, yeah.
Wow. So it's funny you say that, but sometimes I've had someone look at the scientific study and say, well, I can't do that or this ingredient. But then they went ahead and tried it and they're like, wow, like I feel amazing because it was in a synergistic blend versus by itself. And so I'm not going to tell everybody, it's not going to affect you. I'm not going to say that. I'm not God. I'm not a doctor, but we're just saying how this particular formula is made, and it may help you, but it's for you and your doctor, however you want to approach that. But no, that's really good. And I love Tiffany, when you had brought up that he thought you were trying to sell him something, and here he's trying to go on a date with you, right?
Yes. It's you can't blame the consumer or who you're talking to, because they're bombarded with advertisements and commercials and like telling them what to do, whatever. So because I'm a loan officer, what I do is I'm on phones all day trying to solicit customers and trying to save them money on their mortgages. But their immediate response is the defense mechanism. I can't blame them. I understand. So right when they pick up, like, well, I give my pitch and they're like, I'm not interested automatically, but you didn't hear what I said, because
I'm
they're getting
guilty of
hundreds
that.
of
Yeah.
calls every single day. So now
Mhm.
you have that behavior. So you can't really blame them. It's just wired in them, right? But it's not until you have like an honest conversation, like what's important to you? How can I be of value to you? How can I add to your life? What do you care about? Do you care about health? I can help you there. Again, what's important to you and how do you want me to help you? And what's priority to you, right? People always say, oh, I want to do this, I want to be that, but when your actions are not lining up with what you're saying you're going to do or want to do, how do you expect to ever get there? If you want to be healthy, at least try this. Try it. If you don't like it, fine. Try something else. But give it a chance, for God's sake.
Right.
Be open.
Yes. Well, I'm guilty of that. I said no. Tanya chased me down for 2 years and she called me, emails, and I wasn't good. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good. I did not give her a minute. Because I'm like, oh, what is she trying to sell me now? So you know what? I learned because I wasted 2 years of my health.
Yes.
Seriously. And my family and my loved ones around me. So that really taught me a lesson. And if she did not knock on my door and I said, oh my God, it's that lady again. And I said, hi, I opened the door. I said, I'm going to go somewhere, but you got about 15 minutes. I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't want to hear it, but look at me now. Well, where would I be today had I not been open to this drink, or maybe to see how you can help somebody on their loan, so I understand what you're saying. So I hope people are more open, because if you're praying for an answer, it may be just right in front of you and you're going to miss it.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's because they don't trust the other person. Oh, you're just trying to sell me. You want something from me, but really we just want your health. We care about you genuinely. And I don't want anything back from you, because me and you and him, we like to serve people. That's just who we are. It makes us happy seeing other people happy and healthy, not wanting to make a sale out of them. When I give the living food to people like my friends to try, I literally give them a whole canister for free. Try it. And 30 days money back guarantee. If you don't like it, get your money back. But hey, at least you say you tried it. And if you like it, oh, good. It'll add to your life then.
Absolutely. And the trick is do it every day, because I've done that too. And we all have stories with this, but it'll be 9 months and they'll say, 3 months. Oh no, I'm good. I have a lot left. I'm really, really good. And
how do you have a lot left?
I'm like, with all due respect, honey, there's only 30 scoops in there, okay? 30 days, 90 days later. So
I keep forgetting.
Exactly. I'm like, if you're not excited like me, it's because you didn't have an encounter. And if you didn't have an encounter, it's because you're not drinking it.
Yes. And again, it goes back to your habits. If you don't do it every day, and statistically speaking, you have to repeat a good new habit 66 times before you make it a lifestyle. And now your body's conditioned to it's like brushing your teeth every morning. Do you have to think about doing it? No, you've been doing it since you were so young, right? So give your body and your programming a chance to adapt, but it has to be conscious in the beginning.
That is so good. I know that was me. And still, I'm sure there's things in my life that I can improve. But, Tiffany, we're at the beginning of the year. It's still New Year's. How do you start small with making a healthier habit? What would you recommend?
Oh, honestly, you either have to learn it from a mentor or read from a book. But it's like reading from your mentor. And Atomic Habits, that's the first book that really explained in detail, scientifically, psychologically backed. It's like we're humans. And then when you look at advertising or marketing, their job is to know the human psyche. How do we make this attractive for them? How do we manipulate them? All that stuff, right? So it's really about getting to know the body, how it works, how it functions, and then feeding yourself that knowledge. Because once you learn, you can't unlearn. Right. And I'm a person that likes to learn and implement, make my life better right when I learn it, when I read. But people, they read, they learn, they're like, and then a force of habit, because if you don't start, then build momentum, you're going to lose it. You're not going to get started. Right. So for me, I like to learn something. I'm serious about it because my value is there. It's important to me. And I don't care really much about short-term gratification. It's all about long-term. What's the long-term gain?
That's
right.
Good.
And it's worth it. So like, hey, start small. If you haven't exercised, start 10 minutes a day, work your way up, because your body will be like, hey, I can take more of this. When you work out, you feel better. So what makes you keep doing a certain habit or lifestyle when you feel good as a result of it?
Right. There has to be intention there, right, DJ?
Yeah. I think it can be best summarized in terms of like your question, like what can people do setting the new year off with a good resolution, let's say, to be healthier, right? There's a phrase that goes, the longest journey begins with a single step. And so I think just keeping it very simple, keeping it short, just do incrementally better than you did yesterday in whatever capacity that may be. Maybe today you take that 5-minute walk. Maybe the next day you eat one less hamburger or buy one less coffee. Just increment. That's something anybody can do, because I know there's a lot of information, especially when it comes to nutrition. And most of us, we work 9-to-5 jobs. We have complicated lives. We maybe don't have the time or the energy to really research into these things. And that's totally understandable. Nobody can be faulted for that, but we can all at least strive to do one thing better than we did the other day, and eventually come to a point where we're doing the things, reading books and getting into, deep podcasts and, supplementing our knowledge in that way.
Wow. That's so good. But you know what? I can't help but keep going back to the living food. The one drink did it for me. What does that mean? When I started drinking it after my 3rd day encounter, I didn't know what was in this drink. I don't care if it was good or bad for me. Okay. All I knew is that I felt good. You know what I mean? And so I noticed that my coffee craving was less. I literally would make the coffee, and when I went to drink it, I didn't want it. And honestly, it's a habit. I kept doing it every day, and there was cups of coffee all over my house, but I got up and I would do it again. This goes back to the habit. So I'm not drinking the creamer that's in it, my favorite hazelnut French vanilla, which is a ton of it. And so then I would notice that when I would go to eat, that I would eat half. So all of a sudden I'm feeling happy. What was in my past was no longer a daily thought in my mind. And now I'm losing inches. I said, wait a minute, this is just way too perfect. And I didn't even know it was coming from this one drink. Okay. So without mitigating any weight loss, without mitigating anything cure or treatment, everything that came out of that drink was all positive, all positive. And just to wake up happy for no reason. When you suffer for a long time, waking up happy for no reason is a big deal to wake up to.
Oh, it's a blessing.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, God is good. But to wake up and now I'm at a healthier weight. I was at almost 200 pounds. I'm 5'2". Okay. So I didn't wear it well. Some people can, I didn't. But to be able to say my clothes are loose, I feel good. My numbers are getting better. My habit, DJ, didn't start first. The living food. And then it just kind of automatically started shifting in all those areas in my life. And that's what I want to give people hope. Sometimes you think, oh, I can't do what they're saying. I've never done it. I've tried. No, start with living food. Don't stop drinking it every morning and watch and see what happens. Can I get an amen over there?
You definitely can get an amen.
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
100%.
Yeah, because you're giving your body what it needs and naturally, and then your body can do the rest.
And like you had said earlier, Kiki, our body is composed of trillions of cells. And these cells are constantly replicating and going through cell division and multiplying, and while the others are dying. Well, you have to think, what is the raw resource that these cells pull from to do this process? Well, it's the food that hopefully it's the food that you put inside of your body. And you want to make sure it's of the utmost quality, it has nutritional benefits. It's not just there to fill your stomach up or to satiate your appetite. Food has a a purpose beyond that.
And there's something that's really important to know as well that's not being taught, right? This drink has antioxidants. It's literally pulled from the Amazon rainforest, like ashwagandha, moringa oleifera, all these different types of stressed plants. And when the plants are stressed due to the environment, the where they live, that's what makes the plant more nutritious because they were stressed. So look at your body, what we go through every day, the air we breathe, the pollutants that's all around us, the cologne we wear, the perfume, those are all toxins, external toxins, cleaning materials, all that stuff. And when you're drinking this drink, it's an antioxidant.
Wow, that's good. So you just said something that in the Himalaya, it goes through harsh environment, which makes it stronger. So then we go ahead and drink that, which make us stronger.
Same thing with exercise. If you want to exercise, build lean muscle mass, which every decade you lose 5 pounds of muscle mass, like automatically. So if you're not doing resistance training, building muscle mass, which creates more mitochondria, which creates more ATP, which is energy of the cells, you're going to be, going to develop osteoporosis, sarcopenia, loss of muscle, so many different diseases that you could develop if only you just prevent it by exercising, which strengthens your immunity as well, makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And exercise is a form of the external stress that's you're doing to the body in a good way.
Wow, that's really good. We're going to need a part 2 and part 3, guys, I think. But that's really good. And I'm learning as I go, but the beauty of it, that I'm already healthier by the one drink, and whatever I learned is added value. I see you on Instagram. I see those delicious meals that you guys make. So I might pick your brain, after the show, but I'm just kind of learning as I go. And let me tell you, I feel better. I'm making the pasta out of raw cashews. And things like that. I'm like, wow, I didn't know it was going to taste so good. You think you're compromising, but you're not.
Tastes good and feels good too,
and it's
right?
good for you.
How can we be happy all day? This is just not the norm. Right?
That's the thing. I mean, there's so many things that's bombarding us, it's distracting us.
Yes.
The fact that we have to care about image because of society, that's what they deem is acceptable or worthy or whatever, right? But make life more simple, and you don't really need much to be healthy. Just love, good company, good food. That's pretty much it. It's when you become too superficial and care about the material of things and what people think of you. You care more about their opinion of you than of yourself. Who cares about what people think? Live you.
Yes.
Do you.
I'm glad you brought that up. That was me. I was everything, A through Z, okay? A through Z. But what I noticed with the living food, like I call it liquid confidence. I'm doing things that I would not be doing this. It wasn't for that. It did something to me. And I've seen a lot of my friends that they're saying, I would have not done what I'm doing now before the living food. It did something to my confidence.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm blown away. I'm blown away that, everything I do, I live by scripture, and it's come true in my life. But, our later years will be better than our former years. And I'm going to be 60 in April. And I just want to be a testimony that there's still hope.
Of course.
There's still hope. And I think I have more purpose now. I mean, my kids are grown. I have 5 beautiful grandkids. And of course, that was my purpose. But now, what is my purpose? They're out at, probably watching, games and stuff like that. But they're grown. My grandkids are in sports, and they're traveling. And if it wasn't for this purpose now that I have right now, I don't know what I would be doing, because I'm such a people person, and I'm still divorced since 97. So I have to stay busy, and, I have a heart to share my blessings, whether it's hope, whether it's health. And that's really who I am today, is the recipe that I am offering is Hope and Health. It's the best recipe to wake up to every day. And if there's something better, then please enlighten me, because I don't know that there is.
Yeah. You care about living a meaningful life with purpose to serve humanity.
That.
Yeah,
With
that's
purpose.
the way I live by. With purpose, with intent.
That's so true.
Good intentions.
Yes. Well, some people, they don't have purpose. And I think that's like, what do I have to wake up to today? Why should I wake up today? Why should I get ready today? What's my purpose? But God always has a purpose. And I have a brand new purpose in my later years, is to share. It does get better. Now, when I'm in heaven, I won't have to drink anything. I'll be good 24/7. But as long as we're here, we have something amazing to really have a better quality of life and share the product. There's a purpose right there. When somebody calls me, and I get calls all day long, that's why I can't calm down, and people don't get it, and it's okay. But hey, Kiki, like, I'm not anxious today. Hey, Kiki, I didn't take a nap today. I feel good. What's going on? Hey, Kiki, I have less. Come on now. How do I calm down? I don't want to calm down.
You're changing lives.
Yes. And just like you are, this is duplicatable. It's word of mouth, and so we all get to change. It's not just Kiki. I've just been blessed with an opportunity, on this platform, but all of us are sharing, because everybody around us, statistics say 9 out of 10 have 2 or more health issues, and 8 out of 10 weight issues, unhealthy weight. And so that's everybody. It's kind of hard sometimes to go to the store and not share, because you can honestly just ask a simple question. How are you? Most of the time, oh, I'm tired. Or, oh, this is hurting me. Some people don't have anyone to talk to, guys. And when you open up that door, you hear a lot of, I don't want to say complaining, but they're not happy. And you can tell with what's coming out of their mouth. Are they joyful? Are they sad? Or you can even look at their eyes and their body posture to see that they're heavy-hearted. And then here I come. Woo! Hello, everybody. And everyone's like, who is she?
Yeah.
And I know that's you guys too, because you're on the same wellness journey with me.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That kind of nutrition extends. Oh no, I was just going to say that kind of nutrition and taking care of your body through proper nutrition and eating, that not only extends through a physical level, but also an emotional, spiritual level as well. Because if you feel good, you think good, you act good, it comes full circle.
Yeah, you're happier, you love more, because you're happy. You can't have love when you're depressed or anything like that. Love comes from happiness.
Yes. And hearing both of you, I mean, it's obvious you both are on the same, health journey, which means so many benefits that come with that. I've had friends of mine that had encounters with the product, they love it. And, their husbands are grouchy.
Yeah.
And so she would make us laugh, and she would say, come here, honey. And she'd like shaking the drink, behind her back. And then she would give it to him and some juice. And she literally said that he was less irritable with her. And he was like that with her every day. And it was 30 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm glad I'm single. I don't know how you do it, but it worked.
Yeah.
He didn't even know why he was feeling so good. You know what I'm saying? So couples can have a better marriage. I truly believe that.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Cause like often relationships, it's like, it's pretty much one-sided, because they're always like blaming the other person. But when have you ever like take a look at yourself? Self-awareness is what we lack, because it takes 2 to like form an argument or whatever. It takes 2 to love, to feel that love being reciprocated, right? Because I was in a relationship where I was the giver, he was the receiver. It was basically, he exhausted me. I gave too much, he never gave in anything back. Whereas in this relationship, we both give to each other, never expecting anything back. So it's just like pure love.
Wow.
I don't have to ask from you. You know me, you give it to me, and I know you because we're the same person. So it's love being reciprocated. You know, I can't just
sounds too perfect.
and you never give back. Give back, you know, don't be selfish.
Wow, this is so huge, for couples out there, and even with children. I just interviewed Darlene, and she said she'd have to call her kids on the way home, like, you know what, I'm not in a good mood, or I'm not feeling well. I'm off of work, but I love that communication, even without the living food before. She's a beautiful single mom, and she carries a big role as far as being the provider and all the beautiful things that she's doing for her family. And now it's like she feels better to maintain that role and to do all, that God has called her to do in the ministry, as a mom, as an entrepreneur and all of that. So it's definitely a win-win.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. In short, I would just say, hey, it just makes life a little bit more tolerable, both inside and out. It just helps you get through the day in a healthy way.
That's good. You need to write down these things and shoot me a text, okay? Because I really love all the things that you both are saying. But wow. Well, you guys are super awesome. I'm really excited to share this around the world. And I thank you. And again, we're not mitigating a cure or treatment. We're just simply sharing how amazing we feel. But we do know that you will feel better with all this amazing nutrition that we're not simply getting in our everyday food. It's really that simple. So, okay, everybody, I'm going to say goodbye. Again, it's a win-win. And I always end with, do you know what I'm going to say, Tiffany? Happy cells.
Yep.
Happy body.
Yep. Thank you, Kiki.
Thank you so much, Kiki.
Okay, you're welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.